Let me ask you, what would you do if you had to survive 5 years without water? One of our incredible animals does exactly that. Stick around, because we'll get to it soon. Have you ever wondered what it takes to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth? While humans struggle in extreme heat, cold, or drought, there are creatures that thrive where survival seems impossible. From the frozen tundras to scorching deserts, these animals have evolved extraordinary ways to conquer the elements. Today, we'll dive deep into the lives of 10 incredible creatures you never knew could survive extreme weather. Trust me, you won't believe the ways they do it. Let's begin with the African lungfish, an ancient fish that has been around for over 400 million years. These creatures live in rivers, lakes, and swamps across Africa, but when drought hits and the waters dry up, their remarkable survival instinct kicks in. While most animals would struggle, the African lungfish does something truly extraordinary. It encases itself in a mucus cocoon and buries deep into the mud. This process is called estivation, a survival tactic that allows the lungfish to significantly slow down its metabolism. In this state, it can survive for up to 5 years without water. Imagine that. Humans need water daily, yet this fish can wait for rains that sometimes take years to return. To understand the temperatures these fish endure, remember that parts of Africa can reach temperatures of over 122 degrees Fahrenheit, or 50 degrees Celsius. And yet, the lungfish thrives in such a hostile environment. This incredible fish offers clues to how life can survive under extreme environmental stress, including potential insights for biological preservation and the study of evolution over time. This ancient species could unlock the secrets of life-surviving geological events, droughts, and even long-term climate change. Its ability to hibernate for such extended periods is nothing short of mind-blowing. Next, we're off to the Australian desert to meet the Thorny Devil, a small lizard that can withstand one of the most unforgiving climates on the planet. The Australian outback is notorious for its extreme dryness and heat, with temperatures regularly soaring above 113 degrees Fahrenheit, or 45 degrees Celsius. Most creatures struggle to find enough water here, but not the Thorny Devil. This lizard has evolved a truly unique way of drinking water. It uses the moisture in the sand. Its skin is covered in tiny channels and grooves that collect water from morning dew, rain, and even the damp sand. The Thorny Devil just has to stand on wet ground, and water gets sucked up along its skin all the way to its mouth. Scientists call this method capillary action, and it's one of the most efficient ways to stay hydrated in an environment where every drop of water counts. But it's not just about water collection. The Thorny Devil's camouflage is perfect for blending into the desert, making it a master at avoiding predators. Even in an environment where food and water are scarce, this creature not only survives but thrives. Imagine if humans could adopt similar water-saving techniques, especially in drought-stricken areas. This could inspire innovations in biomimicry, where human technologies are designed by mimicking nature's best solutions. The Thorny Devil's water-saving technique is definitely something to watch for future applications in desert farming or water scarcity management. Let's take a sharp turn from the heat of the desert to the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica. This is where we find the emperor penguin, a bird that can survive some of the most frigid temperatures known to man. The Antarctic winter can see temperatures plunge to -76 degrees Fahrenheit, or -60 degrees Celsius. For most animals, exposure to this kind of cold would be deadly within minutes. Yet emperor penguins don't just endure, they thrive. One of the secrets to their survival lies in social behavior. During winter, emperor penguins huddle together in tightly packed groups, sometimes with as many as 5,000 individuals. This huddle helps them share body heat, reducing heat loss and keeping the group warm in temperatures that would otherwise be fatal. By rotating positions, those on the outside eventually moving to the middle, they ensure that every penguin gets a turn at staying warm. It's a brilliant survival tactic. Additionally, their feathers are incredibly dense, providing insulation, and their unique circulatory system ensures that blood flows just enough to their extremities to prevent frostbite, but not so much that it causes heat loss. This ensures their feet and flippers don't freeze, even as they waddle across the ice. The way emperor penguins work together to survive could provide insights into group survival strategies in extreme conditions. Their resilience in the face of Antarctica's brutal climate is nothing short of awe-inspiring. From the frozen wastes of Antarctica, we now head to one of the hottest places on Earth, the Sahara Desert. Here we meet the Sahara Silver Ant, a creature that can survive temperatures as high as 158 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius. These ants are truly the masters of the desert. So how do they do it? First, they have specialized reflective hairs that cover their bodies. These hairs act like tiny mirrors, reflecting the sun's harsh rays and helping the ants regulate their body temperature. But it's not just their unique coating that keeps them cool. Sahara silver ants also rely on their speed to survive. During the hottest part of the day, when the desert is at its deadliest, these ants rush out of their nests to scavenge for food. They can only survive out in the open for about 10 minutes before the heat becomes too much, so they've evolved to be some of the fastest ants in the world, capable of sprinting across the sand at speeds of up to 33 inches per second. This might not sound fast, but for an ant, it's a blistering pace. The Sahara silver ant's ability to reflect heat and their strategic behavior during the hottest parts of the day could inspire new heat-resistant materials or technologies designed to protect against extreme temperatures. Now, back to the cold. But this time we're looking at a creature that can do something truly mind-boggling. It can freeze solid and come back to life. Meet the wood frog, found in North America. When winter comes, this frog doesn't hibernate like most animals. Instead, it does something far more extreme. It allows itself to freeze. Up to 65% of the water in its body turns to ice. The frog's heart stops beating, and all of its bodily functions shut down. But thanks to special chemicals called cryoprotectants, like glucose and urea, its cells are protected from damage during the freezing process. When spring arrives and temperatures rise, the wood frog thaws out and comes back to life. No brain damage, no tissue damage, just a perfectly functioning frog. Scientists are fascinated by this process because it could offer clues for human medical advancements, especially in organ preservation for transplants. Imagine being able to freeze and thaw organs without damaging them. This could revolutionize the field of medicine. But what if I told you there's a creature even more resilient than the wood frog, one that can survive in space? Stay tuned as we meet the ultimate survivor next. We've arrived at the true champions of survival, the tardigrades, also known as water bears. These microscopic creatures can survive extreme temperatures ranging from -328 degrees Fahrenheit or -200 degrees Celsius to over 304 degrees Fahrenheit or 151 degrees Celsius. They can even withstand the vacuum of space and survive radiation levels that would obliterate most other life forms. So how do they do it? Tardigrades enter a state called cryptobiosis, where they essentially shut down all biological processes. In this state, they can survive without water, without food, and without oxygen. They've been known to survive for decades in this dormant state, only to reanimate when conditions become favorable again. Scientists have even sent tardigrades into space, exposing them to the vacuum and extreme radiation, and guess what? They survived. This makes tardigrades a subject of intense scientific interest, especially when it comes to space exploration. Could humans one day learn how to enter a state of suspended animation, much like the tardigrade, to survive long journeys to distant planets? The resilience of tardigrades is mind-blowing, and understanding how they survive such extreme conditions could lead to groundbreaking discoveries in biology, especially in areas like cryogenics and astrobiology. Next, we dive deep into the ocean's abyss, to the scalding waters of hydrothermal vents. Meet the Pompeii worm, a creature capable of surviving in temperatures that can exceed 176 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius. This level of heat would cook most living creatures in minutes, but the Pompeii worm has evolved to thrive in these extreme conditions. Living at depths of up to 8,200 feet beneath the ocean's surface, the Pompeii worm faces not only high temperatures but also crushing pressures. These worms live in environments where the water is rich in toxic chemicals, such as hydrogen sulfide, which would kill most life forms. How do they survive such extremes? The key lies in the symbiotic relationship Pompeii worms have with heat-resistant bacteria that cover their backs in dense layers. These bacteria act as a shield, protecting the worms from the extreme temperatures emitted by the hydrothermal vents. In return, the bacteria feed off the nutrients the worm secretes, making it a perfect partnership for survival in one of Earth's most hostile environments. This relationship is a glimpse into how life can persist in biological extremes, providing clues to how life might survive in similarly extreme environments on other planets. The conditions these worms endure are so extreme that they challenge our very notion of what life needs to survive, pushing the boundaries of biology. While many creatures freeze or hibernate in cold environments, the ice worm does the opposite. It thrives in sub-freezing temperatures. Found in glaciers in Alaska and the Pacific Northwest, ice worms live in conditions where temperatures can drop below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius, which would kill most other species. What makes this creature particularly fascinating is its reliance on freezing temperatures to survive. Unlike animals that enter hibernation to escape the cold, ice worms are active year-round, burrowing through the ice and snow to feed on algae and organic material. If these worms are exposed to warmer temperatures, they melt and die, meaning they can only survive in freezing conditions. Ice worms have special proteins in their cells, called ice-binding proteins, which prevent ice crystals from forming inside their bodies. This is key to their survival in a habitat where ice is ever present. Ice worms push the limits of life on Earth, helping scientists understand how organisms adapt to cold climates. As the Arctic and Antarctic environments shift due to climate change, studying creatures like the ice worm becomes even more critical to understanding the future of life in icy ecosystems. Venturing underground, we meet one of the strangest creatures on the planet, the naked mole rat. These rodents, native to East Africa, live in underground burrows where oxygen levels can drop to as low as 8%, a fraction of what humans require. Yet, naked mole rats are uniquely adapted to survive not just low oxygen, but also extreme heat. Their underground homes can reach temperatures of 91 degrees Fahrenheit, or 33 degrees Celsius, and these creatures have evolved to thrive in this hot, oxygen-poor environment. Unlike most mammals, naked mole rats are cold-blooded, a trait that helps them endure the heat of their burrows. But the real shocker, these creatures can survive up to 18 minutes without oxygen by switching to a fructose-based metabolism, something that's usually only seen in plants. Scientists are particularly interested in naked mole rats because they offer insights into how the human body might adapt to low-oxygen environments, possibly opening up avenues for medical research on stroke and heart attack treatments. Naked mole rats are also virtually immune to cancer, and studying them could reveal new ways to combat diseases and understand longevity. Their unusual biology could teach us how to adapt to extreme environments, both on Earth and perhaps even in space.